What is perfectly legal, but creepy as hell?
Hanging out in a public bathroom timing how long people pee.
I swear to God. I did a lot of work in hospitals for a while, big effing hospitals with tons of bathrooms all over the place. For some goddamned reason, regardless of what time or bathroom I selected to take a poo in, not 30 seconds after I sat down a janitor would knock on the door to clean the bathroom. It's not as if it was one janitor, just some random janitor would inevitably need to clean whatever bathroom I was in as soon as I got comfy. It's like I was being stalked by the janitors. So now I'm trying to take a poo knowing full well there's somebody out there actively timing how long it takes.
Technically, you can stand on the sidewalk and stare into someone's house through a window. It's not illegal as long as you stay off of their property, but it's really freaking creepy.
Using the urinal next to me when there were plenty of other choices.
A national newspaper having a countdown for when a child actress becomes legal for sex. Answers to questions that will surely come. Yes. The Sun. UK. Emma Watson.
Parents using their kids for money. Example. YouTube Kids channels.
My favorite is when parents of autistic kids post shocking videos of their overwhelmed, distraught children having meltdowns under the guise of awareness. It's a bit horrific how little privacy kids get these days, especially when they're not aware of the full consequences that content can have for them.
When I was a child, we had a creepy, horrible neighbor that would harass my family constantly. One of the things he did was stand at the corner of his yard and videotape me playing in a pool with my friends. We were around 8. My parents called the police but were told that it's legal if he's on his property. Edit, this was in the US and 20 plus years ago, so laws might be different by now.
I had a neighbor like this growing up. He never creeper on me or my brothers, but one time my dad saw him up on his roof, looking into the bathroom window of the house next door, presumably watching the 16-year-old girl in there. My dad put a huge blue tarp up against our shared fence, like 10 feet tall, and told the entire neighborhood why. The guy complained but couldn't do anything and eventually moved.
Saying, think of yourselves as sisters, when introducing a much younger new wife to one's adult daughter. My father-in-law did this.
WTF? No Dad, I don't want to imagine you shagging my sister, thank you very much.
Parking across the street from an elementary school with binoculars. Technically not illegal, but you definitely get the cops called on you and make the news.
I work in commercial construction and we build a lot of schools. When we complete a project, part of my job is to take drone photos of the completed building. Typically by the time I get around to taking these drone photos, school has already started. So on several occasions, I look like I'm just some random guy standing out in the parking lot, taking drone photos of an elementary school during a normal school day. It's not a great look. I've encountered the cops a couple of times, but they've always been pretty cool about it.
In some states, it's actually legal to take upskirt pictures with your smartphone, as long as they are wearing panties. Super creepy as hell. I only know this because a judge ruled a guy innocent for doing just that because of a law that was worded a certain way. No clue if the law has changed to include upskirt pics.
I've worked in construction and built some Walmart shopping centers and distribution centers. Had a site manager on a job tell me that Walmart used to have a super specific level of shine they wanted on their floors when they were finished and opened up for public shopping. However, with the ever-increasing presence of cell phones and better cameras, they had to begin to dull the floors because people were able to just grab upskirts by taking pics of the floor under people.
Construction workers, stopping perverts one floor at a time.
My dad is currently in an injury case against his old job. There's been a car outside his house filming him for the last couple months trying to catch him doing compromising things to disprove his injuries. That's very creepy.
That sounds quite expensive.
Yeah, but they really don't want to admit my dad's injuries are from 20 years of literally back-breaking labor. They already sent us some supposedly detrimental footage of my dad going to the store or getting gas. It was extremely disturbing to see that footage and realize what's happening. However, even yesterday we saw the same car parked outside.
Nobody is saying you can't eat a banana, Terry, but you can't just stand on a street corner for 30 minutes and suck on it, you have to actually take a bite.
I like bananas. I eat them a lot at work with lunch. In the military, I learned that when eating a banana, it's okay if you bring the banana to your face. Not the other way around. Go ahead, try it. Bonus points if you make eye contact with someone while your mouth is slightly open with the banana headed for it. Never gets old.
Using a laser rangefinder to ensure you stay outside the effective radius of a restraining order.
Fortunately for the plaintiff, when the respondent is continually staying just outside of the distance specified in an order of protection, it is illegal and provides just cause to get arrested.
I believe the act of cannibalism itself is legal so long as you didn't murder anyone to do it. If your homie gives you his arm to gnaw on, it's fair game.
Some dude lost his foot in an accident and somehow was allowed to bring it home after it was amputated. Fried it up and invited his friends over and they ate foot tacos.
Sitting next to someone at a public transport even when there are other seats available.
Or even better, as someone gets onto public transport you can move over and pat the seat next to you, inviting them to sit.
Hanging your doll collection from the trees in your yard using string made from human hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Goodwill now and buy all the dolls I can find. Do you think the hoe will approve?
Paparazzi.
There's a heartbreaking video of Paris Jackson trying to run from paps asking invasive questions about her dad who'd passed away. The way she just cries out, "Please leave me alone," as they stick cameras in her face. Terrible.
Trying to make your kid's social media famous.
Should be illegal.
Facing the wrong way in an elevator.
Ugh, that is creepy.
Following someone.
Just followed you on Reddit. Sorry.
Creep.
Sitting on a lake bed at night with a rebreather and no flashlight.
I literally shuddered at the idea. Light is good. Light is lovely. Light is what stops the idiot fish from running into you because apparently some of them just bonk around at night, in the dark, and cause your soul to leave its earthly vessel in terror.
Dating a girl you adopted once she turns legal age and not in your care.
Steven Tyler? Greater than in 1975, Tyler obtained guardianship of 16-year-old Julia Holcomb, so that she could live with him in Boston, 91. They dated and took DG together for 3 years. He also got her pregnant later, yikes.
It's technically legal to check if a door is locked, as long as you don't enter without permission. Depending on where you live, this could apply to both houses and cars. You won't find any laws permitting this activity, but laws associated with it are generally based on circumstantial evidence or rely on proving the suspect's intent. An arrest may be likely, but proving intent is difficult, and charges might not stick. Results may vary in your precinct.
LMAO. This is like in Skyrim, where picking someone's pocket is fine as long as you just look and don't try to take anything.
Child beauty pageants.
They're actually illegal in France since 2013 for age groups under 13 and 13 to 15-year-old pageant groups are regulated.
This one hits close to home. A good friend of mine lives in a major East Coast city. As a single woman, she is extra cautious. She was the victim of a known local Instagram celebrity this weekend. Basically, this guy follows people, guys and girls, around and records them. When they get annoyed and tell him to stop, he gets more and more obnoxious, trying to get a reaction. He is careful not to cross the legal line for stalking, etc. And does it in public, so be expectation of privacy. He then posts the inevitable freakout online. I'm not going to share the page. My friend made the cut, because I don't want to grace this troll with the page views.
I live in Baltimore and we had a guy doing that a couple years ago. He got charged after a bunch of complaints. Not sure what happened to him though.
MLMs, though I think they'll be illegal soon enough. MLM is in multi-level marketing.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a reverse funnel system.
I kid you not, I saw an MLM babe post once that called it a triangular business model.
Those little kid beauty pageants. Awful.
Child brides in some parts of the world. WTF is wrong with people?
Thankfully it's not legal anymore, but where I'm from it was extremely popular to marry a girl as young as 10 or even younger. Usually the parents of the bride got property and money in exchange, basically selling their kid. It's just pure disgusting.
Memorizing the age of consent in every state or country.
And carrying a laminated card in your wallet that lists the relevant state code.
Sifting through someone else's garbage bins. Cops and collection agencies do it all the time to gather evidence. It's perfectly legal, as the bins are on the street, which is public. You can even turn it around and do it to the cops. They'll still try and throw the book at you, of course, but it's legal and the courts have ruled as such. Update: this got popular, so it's CYA time. Please check your state's laws on this beforehand. They're all different, and some might supersede the SCOTUS ruling mentioned by you, AdamBay_the_gorilla.
Ha. Didn't know this. Interesting.
I can go put up a camera with a giant lens and set it up to take pictures every 30 seconds while pointed at a popular playground full of children, while I also fly a drone taking pictures of the same playground. The act of taking pictures in public is not illegal, even if the subject doesn't want their picture taken. It's how the photos are used that determines if permission is needed. And as long as I'm using it for my own weird, creepy personal reasons rather than trying to publish a book of them or put them in a movie, then it's not illegal. Of course, this only applies in Canada and the US. Other countries may have different privacy laws, and you do need the appropriate drone license. But I could still do it all day every day.
Purity balls dances. That poo where girls pledge their virginity to their fathers until they are married. Ew.
Yes, that is creepy.
Tracking. Whether it's Google, Facebook, the government, or whoever. F right off with that.
Stalking someone doesn't have enough legal repercussions.
My husband has this guy who is a total creep. Road raged him, then called him trying to track him down, and had friends calling to trick us. Found our old address and wanted to try to meet us there. Total creep, but not enough to make a clear stalking case. We'd have to pursue it all ourselves.
Staring into someone's window from the street to watch Jeopardy on their TV because your effing mom cancelled cable when she found your vape.
Amazingly specific.
Uploading your kid's life onto Facebook for strangers to view before the kid even knows what the internet is. Edit. Remember how when you first started using the internet, there was no trace of you. You didn't exist online. The power was in our hands to create our digital footprint. We could expose as much or as little as we want, and we still can. That classic scene, where your parents take out the old baby pictures to embarrass you in front of your new partner, literally won't be a thing anymore. Imagine logging online for the first time to find more pictures of you growing up than you've ever seen before, and realizing people you don't know have had access to them for years, commenting on them and liking them. Your parents' old friends that they haven't spoke to in 10 years and have never met you.
High school teachers dating students immediately after they graduate.
Corporations influencing government via donations and the non-stop revolving door between the two. 1. Fossil fuel companies are preventing any real kind of progress to carbon reduction targets. 2. Pharmaceutical and medical companies blocking healthcare reform.
But it's not bribing them.
Saying that two little kids would look great together as a couple.
This makes me cringe. I know a mom who does this often, makes all kinds of, not funny, jokes about her kid's future spouse and in-laws. The kids are 3.
Robocalling the poo out of you with spoofed phone numbers every few minutes.
Actually, that is illegal, it's just extremely hard to track and deal with.
A big, fat, hairy middle-aged man wearing just a Speedo hanging out at a park eating pudding.
This reads like something out of Cards Against Humanity.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.